Okay, folks, we're going to continue with the Beyond the Brochure of the 2026 Tiffin Motorhome reveal. And now we're looking at the 2026 Allegro Bus 45 OPP. Now this is going to be on that XC chassis that we're talking about earlier. Has a steerable tag axle, has a Cummins 450 with 1250 of torque, Allison 3000, tows 10,000 pounds, no problem. Raised rail, tons of storage in front, and we're gonna have a great time walking around this coach. Hey folks, you know I wanna start up front because this is where Tiffin starts building their coach, right? Right up front, there's so many great features, including this nice pull-out tray for their 10,000 watt generator. This is gonna make sure that it gets you all the power you need, whether it be air conditioning, your convection microwave, your induction burners on the stove, and it's quiet. So when you're driving down the road, it's hot out, you're gonna run the AC not only in the chassis, but in the coach too, with all this insulation, the Astrofoil gonna keep the heat out of there. You're gonna have sound deadening insulation, a steel blast shield to protect the cockpit area from this having a catastrophic failure. It's gonna be quiet as a church mouse up front, and you're gonna be able to talk just like we are today without any hassles, and it's gonna go in great, right? So I wanna take a special look at all this sleeve work. This is all done by hand to make sure that there's no friction on any of these hoses or wires cutting through. I didn't mention it before, but every wire that's in a Tiffin is actually labeled on the wire. So if you have an electrical problem, your electrician or your RV tech can track that from source to finish and make sure they get that taken care of. Now we're gonna take a look. We got front cameras over here. We're gonna have side cameras, side view mirror cameras, as well as rear view cameras. So this has a full surround view camera system. And if you take a look up top, I want you to take a quick look at the power drive, because the power drive is this thing that they're using on the bus and on the Zephyr, and this makes these vehicles ride so nicely. It keeps it straight in the lane. If you get a blowout, your wheel's not gonna pull out of your hand. And how about if you're coming out of a big turn, instead of having to struggle to bring that wheel all the way back, it's gonna do it for you. It's gonna bring you right back to where you're gonna go. And even Bob and Judy Tiffin says, our best driving coach ever. And considering they've been doing business since 1974, that's a long time. So that's a great acknowledgement from those folks. Now, if you don't mind, we're gonna take a look at the rest of this coach on the outside, and then we'll get inside a little bit later. Hey folks, I wanna let you know that on every coach coming out of the Tiffin factory, they put Diamond Shield. And what I like about Diamond Shield, they stand by their work. Tiffin actually puts Diamond Shield employees in the factory floor. So when they install it properly. So if you have any defects, or if it starts to discolor or peel, Diamond Shield will replace it for free with the first owner. That's a big deal. And now, of course, you've got this sign here telling us we have a one-piece molded front cap. You have a one-piece molded roof. You have the Noble Select sidewall. We'll take a better look at that in just a little while. And that's just an incredible paint job with 4 layers of clear coat, the last one being super clear. And as you come on, take a look at this stairway. You're coming into elegance. You have these beautiful chrome steps. They all fold into each other. Of course, you're gonna have your touch screen right here at the doorway. So if you went to the beach and you forgot your keys, no problem. All you have to do is remember your code. You'll be able to get into the coach nice and easy. Now, I just love these American Racing blackout wheels that Freightliner puts on these coaches. And this is an XC chassis, by the way. And we talked about that earlier. We have the 450 Cummins with the Allison 3000, right? But aren't these wheels just spectacular? We're gonna take a look at a little bit more. And the OPP is the best-selling bus floor plan in the Tiffin lineup. This is an absolutely amazing paint job front to back with all that clear coat, and look how dynamic these colors are. They're absolutely spectacular. And as we come over here, the size of these big, beautiful cargo doors with the full piano hinge, so well built. They've been using these same doors for many, many years, and I love this. This is a Truma cooler freezer, so you can set the temperature to cool, keep your wine perfect temperature, or you can freeze things like your burgers or whatever. You can do that. And there's a pull-out tray, so it's nice and easy to access. So Neil, take a look at this. We have an electric remote slide tray. You just push a button, this thing comes right out so you can access stuff. You don't have to crawl underneath your coach or underneath the slide to get at anything. And of course you can access all your central vac stuff too. In this coach we get to see this beautiful outdoor entertainment center, and Tiffin integrates all of the TVs into the same bits of media. So you can actually turn on your DVD player, say, your Blu-ray player, I mean, and have it access all the TVs. Or you could be running satellite on one, Wi-Fi on another, antenna on another, and Blu-ray on another. So you can do those all together or separately, so you can organize that. This particular model in this 45-footer has this big double axle in the back, so it gives us a whole nother slide tray over here, and you have all kinds of extra goodies from Tiffin. People say, what is this trap door for? Let's see if it's open and we'll find out. So this is where you can access the back of your refrigerator. So unlike refrigerators of a long time ago, you know, that couldn't be really worked on, this one, you can do some work on it. You can add Freon to it. You can actually replace the compressor without taking your refrigerator out. So this is a nice, easy access to everything. It has your water disconnect for your ice maker as well. Now, as we come over here, you have access to your holding tank. So Tiffin wants to make it easy for the techs and or you. So if you have a problem with your holding tanks, problem with your sensors, you have issues where you might have some blockage, or maybe you didn't black tank flush enough and the tank got clogged up permanently, the techs can actually open this compartment and pull the tanks right out without tearing up the floor. This is an amazing vehicle for doing that, making it easy on the techs. Of course, we got extra pass-through storage over here and your built-in Surge Guard surge protector. Now I want to take special attention to this area over here. We have the Ultra Steer steerable tag axle. So when you're taking a sharp turn and you're going way around and you're trying to maneuver around in a tight space, this is going to send the back, if you're taking a right turn, it's going to send the back of your coach over to the left, so you can align with the turn that you're trying to make and you don't have to worry about curbing it. It's a great feature. It makes it so much easier. And of course, with the V-Ride that they've added to this Power Glide chassis, is going to keep this thing nice and upright and self-correcting around the back. So Neil, let's take a look at this. Now Tiffin, again, tries to make it easy for everybody. So they make this very accessible, the engine compartment. And if you look close there, you have a lot going on back here. But this is an L9 450 horsepower, and it has all your components that a tech would need to access right over here. You have your inline air filter that's going to be taking that air in. It's so easy to change. You have a fuel filter over here. You have your air pressure filters, everything that you need. And just like the front, you have a blast shield, you have insulation, you have the astrofoil, you have protection from this engine having a catastrophic failure. As we look around back here, there's a couple of spigots, right? So one of them is to let some water out of your air systems. It's a real easy chuck system, but you also have your air connect for your Air Force One. So when you have your dinghy tow, this is going to make it real easy to plug into, right? So you're going to set up your Air Force One in your car, your lights, all those things, and all the connections you need are already here. Tiffin actually set up an auxiliary tank in the back. Yeah, Robert Bernard from Freightliner was telling me all about that. He said, so that way it doesn't affect any air or adjust any braking, although it is getting a signal from the brakes, but it's not being affected by that airflow. So it's a great system, really well thought out. Freightliner and Tiffin did a great job putting this together. So over here, we're standing in front of the radiator intake. So this is where the cool air comes in to cool off that engine, right? So Tiffin figured this out a while back, that you get 23% more airflow by putting the radiator on the side. So when you have that big engine and say you're towing 10,000 pounds back here, things are gonna heat up. In this way, it's gonna be well protected and get all the airflow that you need. You have your electric winding 50 amp cable right in here, real easy. Just push your little button, starts coming in, that easy. Now, Tiffin even give you a special fill just for your DEF fluid, the diesel exhaust fluid that you need to run the engine, and the new afterburners in the exhaust system, all right? Now, I forgot to mention this, but I want you to take a picture of the side of the slide. So every bus has every side of the slide fully integrated into the paint job, and that's an extra 3 or 4 days in the paint shop just for that. And as we walk on down, you're gonna get the Aqua Hut system, the 450D, and that Aqua Hut system's not only gonna give you great hot water, 90 gallons per hour, it's gonna give you moist furnace heat, so you're not burning that air as it's going through, as well as you can heat your block with this. You turn the diesel burner on, you can heat your block, and your block can heat your hot water when you're traveling down the road, so you can wash your hands, wash dishes, or whatever you might be doing. I love how sophisticated and complicated this whole system is over here. But yeah, this is your water station. You got a big, long, fresh water hose. You actually have one macerator toilet. That's gonna be the half bath in the middle of this coach. And then you're also gonna have a gravity feed on the other one. But you have the inline water filter, the outdoor shower or spray head. You have your low point drains. You have your winterization, or you can flip over to black tank flush. You can flip over to city water or holding tank water. You can winterize, do everything you need to do all from one spot. Tiffin makes it real easy. As you come on down here, real easy access to your hydraulics. So all the slides, all your jacks, you have hydraulic jacks, and you also have airbag leveling in this coach too. So you can level it in 2 different ways. If you're only gonna be there for a little while and you wanna just kind of bounce it off, and you can use your airbags nice and easy. But I love the fact that Tiffin spends the time and energy to put a full battery tray in here, so you can easily access that, service those batteries as needed. Now this Allegro bus has 150 gallons of fuel, 100 gallons of fresh, 70 gallons of gray, and 50 gallons of black. So this has got tons of water, tons of storage for what you need when you're getting it. Also gives you an air chuck up front, so if you want to top off your tires, they even give you the little hose. And all of these 12-volt systems here have breaker switches. They do not have fuses that are gonna blow and become a nuisance when you gotta try to find the right fuse. These have breaker switches, so you can reset those as needed. Now, obviously, if something keeps breaking and popping, you want to get that checked out and figure out what the problem is. And now we're inside the 2026 Allegro Bus 45 OPP. This is a great floor plan. It's huge inside. And I don't know if you want to just sway left and sway right, but you have 2 big deep slides and tons of space, and it's absolutely gorgeous. But Neil, I want you to come on in just a little bit closer, because the dashboard here makes it a little bit easy, user-friendly, right? So for the driver, you're sitting here and you have that whole IntelliScreen up here that Freightliner provides. And then you also have your camera and your navigation, obviously your Bluetooth, all the integrations for the iPhone and or Android phones. And look at the quality and just the comfort level in these recliners. This material is so thick, but still soft and supple, has a little bit of a texture to it, and it's that kind of material that you don't stick to when it's warm and humid, right? And then you have the push button recliners, it's nice and easy. And then you have a little spot over here where you can, I'm gonna move this pillow, you can put your remotes, or if you want to keep something handy in there, maybe your favorite nuts or snacks. And yeah, I mean, this trim, everything is so kind of cosmopolitan, if I had to put a word to it. You know, kind of up city, you know, penthouse kind of look. You have these mirrored trims and all the indirect lighting all in here. But everything that looks like wood, it's a Tiffin, it is wood. All right, and check out this ceiling, and it has the extraordinary air conditioning system where you don't have the centralized intakes for your air conditioner. This one's gonna have 3 ACs. You have all your intakes on the driver's side, all the outputs on the passenger side, creating a nice, smooth, circular airflow that fills in all the nooks and crannies. Just so you know, this one over here is gonna make a bed, and then you have this computer workstation. But yeah, it's such a great place. You can set up the buffet. You have tons of storage underneath too, just to make sure you have all your utensils there. Or if you need something, you know, you could put a printer tray under here. There's plenty of room to use this like an office as well. Now take a look over here at this big and beautiful counter space. So on this one, there's about 18 inches of counter on either side. There's tons of room, even with all this stuff on here. to get at your high quality true induction burner over here. And that means this has that Aqua Hut system that we talked about on the outside, all right? Of course, you get the big convection oven, 1.7 cubic feet, and a nice dishwasher inside here too. So that way you don't have to dirty your hands with those pesky dishes. You just put them in the dishwasher. And look at all of these beautiful, oh wow, look at that. It's a counter extension without having to move the whole counter out. But yeah, you can stage things over here. You have power where you need it. There's a power plugs over here. There's some under the cabinets as well. And they put a nice towel rack in here. And I just love that kind of bronzy finish to that fixture. 3 covers for this sink. It's so darn big. But you think you could fit in a big lobster pot or something like that in there, and then as you're rinsing your dishes and washing them, you can put them over here to dry. You got plenty of room for all of that. Take a look at this 25 cubic foot French door refrigerator. Absolutely gorgeous. Has the ice maker in the water right here at the door. Thing's nice and cold inside, but look how big and wide open in this. This is an LG refrigerator. I have something similar to this at home with the air filter built in. You have the water filter built in. You have extra ice over here you can access as well. And then one thing that I don't have at home is this beautiful ebony stained cherry wood. So Tiffin in these buses uses 100% cherry wood. They don't have to because it's all covered up, but they do anyway. And take a look at this huge freezer, and there's even polished stainless over here. There's another ice maker over here as well. So you have all kinds of ice, the little cubes for your cocktails, the big cubes for something bigger. And then you have a half bath right in the middle. So we're gonna take a look right in there. Look at that big porcelain toilet, and it has the towel racks in there, solid surface counters. It's absolutely gorgeous. And as we go and by down the row here, you have this huge multiplex screen. Look at this. It actually shows you the direction of the charging going on over here. And that's just on the home screen. You have the temperature in the 3 different zones. So this is fantastic. Then you have the whole electrical, and this is showing you all the flow of all your electric. You can also set up your automatic generator settings on there, so you can turn that generator on to keep your puppy nice and safe and cool in the hot sun. Now, why don't we take a look all the way back here in this king size bedroom with a king size bed. This thing is on a full incliner, so on both sides you'll see that there are touch screens, and there's 110 and USB down below, so people can plug in what they want. But on these touch screens, you can adjust the bed up and down that easy just while you're laying there. All right, just don't fight about it. Always make sure you're on board with it. And you can take a look that the ceiling design passes through the living area right into the bedroom. And as you turn around over here, you got a 50-inch TV. You have solid surface counter, so you can set that up like a little bit of a vanity area. You can put things that you need for the day. You can lay your clothes out for the next morning. You have a beautiful fireplace, and also, and that's throwing heat, and you have extra drawers in here and big cabinets, and everything is soft close. Everything is nice and easy, and all these solid pocket doors, solid hardwood, just the way Tiffin makes it. Let's take a look in this bathroom. It's big and beautiful, has his and her sinks, another touchscreen control multiplex right here. You can hang your hand towels. And before we jump in the shower, we're gonna be getting all the way back into this closet because there's a lot going on back here. First of all, we have the Splendide washer and dryer closet. And then we have a shelf back here with your safe. There's a lot of electronics going on here. You can also put all your shoes in here. You have this big hanging rack that goes right across. And on your left, you're gonna see there's a massive linen closet in here and with adjustable shelves. And then you have 4 drawers here and a little bit extra storage as well over here. So some of this is electrical, but you do have some storage underneath. So this is a solid one-piece, solid surface interior. I'm in here, I still have 4 inches above my head, but look at all this beautiful work, right? You have all this adjusting shower wand here, plus the adjusting head. Of course, you have the shower miser that lets you know when that water is hot, and then you can flip it on, so that way you don't waste any time, waste any water in this coach. The Allegro bus 45 OPP is going to get it done. Tiffin's going to take care of you. The way this thing handles nowadays with the power steer that they have that controls this coach, and the way the safety features are all integrated in here, this is a traveling mansion. It's absolutely gorgeous, and don't believe for 1 second that you don't deserve it. So you can find this Tiffin motorhome at Campers Inn RV, at the RV's trusted resource. Come to us, we'll make you partners for life.